What's going on, guys? Today we're starting a new guide series, How to Beat. For this first episode, we're going to make a guide on how to beat volcanic chambers. Anyway, let's dive into the video. First tip, don't play solo. Well, first of all, if you want to beat the dungeon, you should play with at least one other person. In a duo, killing the bosses is much faster, so you'll have more spare time and your deaths will be less punitive. Now, what spells should you use? With the recent changes, there are now a total of 8 spells you can use in VC. Insane, but you have to choose the right ones if you want to beat the dungeon easily. First, please use Inner Rage and Inner Focus. You need these spells if you want your runs to be smooth and easy. The speed boost these spells provide is a total game changer and a meta shift. That's why they are obviously S tier. Vortex Grenade is a solid S tier thanks to its big range and AoE. The spell is just brain dead, easy to use, and is good for every situation except one. You can't attack the orbs and the first boss simultaneously with it because the grenade sticks to the orb. However, the spell is awesome for hitting multiple orbs at a time. Explosive Mine is my personal favorite. Even though the spell has a smaller range than Vortex Grenade, it's still an easy S tier for me. This spell requires no effort. You can just cast it and then focus on your dodges. Moreover, you can attack both the orbs and the first boss with it, so you should at least use Explosive Mine against him. Twin Slash is B tier. The spell has a low cooldown and is thus spammable, but you may struggle to dodge and spam your spells simultaneously. Plus, the spell has a very short range, which is impractical in this dungeon where long range is mandatory. Electric Grinder feels so wrong. Please never use it. It's slow, has a short range, and is impractical. Obvious C tier. Energy Orb is a solid S tier. It has a long range, it's a one-hit spell, and you can hit the first boss and multiple orbs simultaneously. It's a no-brainer. Electric Field feels even worse than Electric Grinder. Please avoid it. The spell has no range, no AoE, slow damage, output. It's completely useless and doesn't add anything. Easy C tier. I kind of like Molten Ball. It's my mage's personal favorite spell. The range is good and the AoE is massive. It's easier to hit the first boss and multiple orbs with it, and you can use it for the mobs before the stairs to hit all of them in one hit. It's an A tier for me. Demonic Curse is a low B tier. It isn't as bad as those electric spells and is pretty usable. Its range is mid, but it has a pretty good AoE. You might think the spell is good against the first boss, but it's not. It can hit the orbs, so avoid using it against him. Your stats, you can go full spell or physical power. I just put some points into stamina to hit 39 million HP. For the gear, you don't have to farm a fully optimized set. You can use full tier 2 armor and a legendary weapon or an epic tier 3 weapon. I also like to have a lot of HVHE, at least 39 million, to be able to tank 2-3 hits. So using rings with the increased max HP perk is useful. Appy uses basically the same gear, but with increased damage dealt to bosses and regen over increased max HP. He'll be using Inner Rage and Vortex Grenade during the dungeon. This game isn't perfect on purpose. We died a few times because you don't need high skill to beat the dungeon. Dodging every attack isn't necessary. Avoid aggroing the mobs. They are really annoying. With a long range spell, all you have to do is stay 4 blocks away so they won't be attracted. If you get too close, the lava walkers will be attracted. Just move towards them, then move straight back to bait their attack. The first boss is actually easier to beat solo because you can just run around him without worrying about his attacks. But in a duo, Searing Orbs can be quite restrictive because you don't know who they are targeting. You should zoom out to get a good overview of the room and always pay attention to them. you're in a duo, this boss is quite easy to beat. All you have to do is stay close to one of the rock stacks. That way, you'll be able to plug the geysers close to you instantly, and dodging the rest of the attacks will be easy. Your priority is always to plug up the geysers, because if you start to get too many, you won't be able to survive for more than 5 seconds against this boss. The speed boost provided by Inner Rage and Inner Focus is mandatory to dodge the falling meteor easily. Be careful not to get too close to these mobs, as it can be difficult to judge the distance. Use Molten Ball against them. It has a bigger AoE. His pattern is always the same. After his first attack, move a little to the side to dodge his second attack. If he attacks in the safe zone, you can try to shift a little to dodge the attack, but there's a good chance you'll still get hit. That's why you need to have enough HP to tank in attack. During his bullet hell phase, stay far enough away from him to make dodging easier. As you can see, you must always go to the sides after Lava Bomb. And now you've managed to defeat the volcanic chambers without getting carried. We hope that this guide was helpful. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe if it was. Join our Discord if you want to chat with us or help us with our next videos. What dungeon should we do next? Tell us in the comments section down below. And with that, take care and see you next time.